Hi, I'm Sam Brown, a partner at Phillips Cohen. The United States uses economic sanctions to pressure and change the behavior of countries and people who threaten U.S. foreign policy interests or national security. Important foreign policy goals include counterterrorism, anti-narcotics, stopping the spread of weapons of mass destruction, and the promotion of democracy and human rights. Sanctions target a variety of groups, including authoritarian regimes, terrorists, drug smugglers, and human traffickers. In short, sanctions prevent bad actors from accessing the United States financial system or specific parts of it. Economic sanctions are primarily administered by the Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, or OFAC. The scope of OFAC sanctions will vary. Some target an entire country, while others target specific activities. The sanctions can be broad or narrow, and each program is custom designed to achieve a desired result corresponding to a specific policy goal. Examples of country-level programs that impose comprehensive sanctions include Iran, Syria, North Korea, and Cuba. Under these programs, U.S. persons are prohibited from entering into any business transactions with the country, its government, or its nationals. Under the policy-level sanctions programs, the U.S. targets people and entities around the world who have engaged in activities that harm U.S. interests, such as corruption, human rights abuses, the spread of nuclear weapons, or terrorist attacks. These targeted parties are placed on restricted lists and subject to having their financial transactions blocked and their assets frozen. Generally, this means that U.S. persons and others subject to U.S. jurisdiction may not engage in any type of business transactions with the targeted party anywhere in the world. In other words, if you are on OFAC's blocked list, you do not get to access the U.S. financial system at all, or you may face strict financial limitations. OFAC sanctions must be obeyed by U.S. citizens and U.S. companies wherever they are located. Also, any person or company located within the United States, regardless of their nationality, can be subject to the sanctions laws. Even foreign individuals or companies outside the United States, if they have sufficient connections to the U.S., can be required to obey OFAC sanctions. Anytime economic sanctions are violated, it means that bad actors are sending money through the U.S. financial system to promote illegal and harmful activities. The U.S. government takes these violations very seriously and can impose substantial financial penalties reaching hundreds of millions of dollars. But enforcement can be difficult. The technology used to evade sanctions continually evolves. Virtual currencies or cryptocurrencies, for example, are a new mechanism for sanctions evasion and have become a focus of OFAC, Department of Justice, and other federal agencies. Also, the parties involved in these transactions may be located overseas, and the transactions used to evade sanctions are necessarily secretive. For these reasons, whistleblowers can be instrumental in uncovering sanctions evasion. They often have inside information and are critical to stopping the illegal flow of money. Whistleblowers do not need to be U.S. citizens, they will be treated confidentially, and can be rewarded with 10 to 30% of monies collected when they report through the Anti-Money Laundering Whistleblower Program. Contact Phillips & Cohen for a free confidential review of your sanctions evasion case.